This news program is proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Now Biscuits.
Telecom announced Christmas cashpot campaign for this festive season. NAC Managing Director Rex Kiponge arrested. And biggest drug syndicate exposed. Good evening, you're watching National EMTV News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. Telecom Limited announced their Christmas cashpot campaign as the year 2022 near its end. With this year's cashpot, everyone nationwide has a chance to win a share in 300,000 kina. This cashpot is bigger than the previous year. The announcement was made today at the Telecom Romana office by Telecom CEO Amos Tepi and Head of Sales and Marketing Nathaniel Lepani. Telecom Limited was pleased to reveal their Christmas cashpot promotion. As a proud 100% PNG-owned telecommunications company, their valued customers nationwide will be rewarded this Christmas. This promotion is bigger compared to last year with a cash prize giveaway of 300,000 kina. Telecom Limited Chief Executive Officer Amos Tepi made the announcement.
With that, cash giveaway will be for all our customers throughout Papua New Guinea, the nationwide. And it's not only specifically to Port Moresby, but throughout PNG. So we are happy to do this, and it's a cash pot and a way to complement their livelihood. Also to help them during this Christmas, you need some cash to help their festive season celebrations and all that. So we want to do this for our valued customers.
The Christmas cashpot promo will start tomorrow, the 18th of November, till Friday, the 23rd of December. Head of Marketing and Sales, Nathaniel Lepani, gave the details.
All entries done in multiples of 10 kina, customers will receive entries reflective of the amount recharged. So, for example, if you recharge 10 kina to 19 kina, this will receive one entry for your recharge. If you recharge 20 kina or more, 20 to 29 kina, this is two entries. So 30 kina and above, 3 entries, so on and so forth.
There are 2 draws that customers can win in. The lucky draw with the cash prize of 50,000 kina will be shared between 20 lucky winners. Then there's the major cashpot draw where 5 weekly winners will walk away with 250,000 kina in cash.
The more a customer recharges, the more entries they receive, and ultimately giving them more chances to win in this promotion as well. And at any time in this promotion, if a customer would like to understand or check how many recharges they've made and therefore how many entries they have, all they have to do is dial *555# and they will receive a message which confirms how many entries they have into this promotion.
Daily draws will be done in the 4 regions. To enter the draw, customers are to top up with Telecom prepaid worth 10 kina or more. In order to win, simply answer the call with Merry Christmas Telecom. Telecom Limited has partnered with Pacific Broadband Satellites Limited to set up a 4.5-meter antenna in Lae to fix network issues faced by clients. The antenna was commissioned today at the Telecom building in Lae, which will provide bandwidth for Telecom's network.
Essentially, the main purpose of this antenna is to help with the network issue faced by customers in Lae and neighboring provinces like Medang, Eastern Highlands and the New Guinea Islands. The arrangement between Telecom Limited and Pacific Broadband has taken well over 6 months for the antenna to be set up. Pacific Broadband has a satellite in orbit and has been working with a lot of companies, and Telecom is one of their biggest partners. Pacific Broadband has been in partnership with Telecom for a while, and they have a number of projects to be rolled out in which the antenna is just one of them. With the growing usage of internet, the need to add more infrastructures is there, and both companies will look at meeting the growing demands. With the network issues faced by the people of Morobe and neighboring provinces, the setup of this new antenna will ease the problem and help in providing better service to telecom customers. Godwin Eki, National EMTV News.
Just before midday today, MD and CEO for the National Airports Corporation, Rex Kiponge, was taken to Boroko Police Station for questioning by NCD Police and charged with conspiracy and impersonation after 3 hours of detainment.
Airport managers from various airports around the country, along with NAC senior management, were at Lolowata for a 2023 budget allocation meet this morning when they were interrupted by NCD Police, who set foot on the island resort to escort the managing director for National Airports Corporation, Rex Kiponge, back to Port Moresby to be arrested. Counsel representing Mr. Kiponge, Dan Kakaraya, expressed his desire for the police to come clear on the charges, as he was not aware of the charges. Mr. Kakaraya called on the Minister for Civil Aviation, Walter Snobelt, CASA Director Benedict Oraka, to find common ground and resolve the issue, given Mr. Kiponge's standing in the community and as head of NAC. Meanwhile, over 100 NAC staff, including regional airport managers and the full management team, were at the Boroko Police Station to show their support. NAC General Manager Commercial Wali Eki, on behalf of the staff, expressed his grievances to the police, stating that in his experience of 27 years, the instability of NAC was resolved by Mr. Kiponge when he was appointed as NAC General Manager Commercial. Wali Eki, on behalf of the staff, expressed his grievances to the police, stating that in his experience of 27 years, the instability of NAC was resolved by Mr. Kiponge when he was appointed as NAC MD.
NAC like that in Hungary, Sabia. Come straight. Now I'm walking around now. Plan the European to come up. Me plan walk around the opening of terminal building. You plan looking to. Just recently, me plan opening Kevin. Plan the more airport that me plan opening. One more Kevin. Plan the hub me plan opening. Managing director me plan Mr. Lex Kiponge. I'm no sleep man. A man will walk.
As of 5 p.m. this afternoon, Mr. Kiponge is still being detained by police, and MTV News will keep you updated on this developing story. Lindy Suharupa, National MTV News.
Following the arrest of the National Airports Corporation CEO Rex Kiponge today, Police Commissioner David Manning said this is following developing investigations conducted lately. Commissioner Manning made these comments today in a media conference at the police headquarters straight after Kiponge's arrest.
Flanked by Deputy Commissioner Special Operations Donald Yamasombi, Commissioner Manning said upon developing investigations, police is convinced that criminal offences have been committed and a team has been put together to carry out further investigations.
Common knowledge around the country as to what transpired or is alleged to have transpired at the international and domestic airport at Jackson's last weekend. We committed to quickly putting together an investigation team to have a look at what happened there, and of course ascertain whether there was any criminality involved by persons in that incident.
Commissioner Manning further elaborated on Kiponge's charges based on their investigations.
We'll be working closely with CASA and other agencies in the law enforcement space to ensure that we cover all aspects of the investigation. So that would ultimately mean investigating the administrative processes that vested under NAC, as well as the operational processes and the decisions made under NAC. We police are alleging that there was some criminality in the decisions being made, and as to the suitability or the authority of that person or persons that made that decision to issue a no term, and of course the conduct and the occupation of the office of the managing director.
Manning explained that Mr. Kiponge is now being processed and briefed at the Boroko police station with some additional charges to be laid if and when investigations are completed. He has appealed to the general public to be cautioned on their views before the case goes to court. Investigations on this matter are ongoing. Lindy Suharupa, National EMTV News.
Police have successfully intercepted an organized drug move in Port Moresby. Police Commissioner David Manning told reporters during a media conference today at the police headquarters that the Transnational Crime Unit, under the watch of Deputy Commissioner Special Ops Donald Yamasombi, have intercepted and successfully confiscated 125 kilos of methamphetamine.
Commissioner Manning revealed that a well-organized drug syndicate operating in the nation's capital was intercepted and raided by police early this morning.
We've had Operation Saki Bomb that allowed us to collaborate with the Australian Federal Police and the Homeland Security of the United States. We had Operation Weathers, which again had us collaborate our efforts with the Australian Federal Police and Queensland Police. And now we have, as of 2 o'clock this morning, we now have had a very successful operation which allowed us to confiscate over 120 kilos of methamphetamines in Port Moresby.
Manning labeled this organized syndicate as an issue of national security concern. He further said this organized drug syndicate involved 2 foreigners of known nationality and 2 Papua New Guineans who are now in police custody. Commissioner Manning said police manpower needs to be improved in order to increase our PNGC's capacity to counter-attack such organized syndicates operating in the country. Police is alleging that these drugs have been manufactured overseas and brought in for sale using PNG as a transiting point. Commissioner Manning said police is currently working closely with Customs for further investigations on this matter. The Prime Minister will be briefed through the Police Minister regarding this upon his return from Thailand. This was alluded to by Police Commissioner David Manning. Lindy Suharupa, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. The newly appointed Minister for Police and Correctional Services in the autonomous region of Bougainville, the autonomous Bougainville government, Honorable John Bosco Ragu, recently visited Torokina district in the South Bougainville constituency. His visit was purposely to see first-hand police operations and station command setup and correctional services within the district.
The people of Torokina and police officials were thrilled by the minister's visit. Rural Police Station Commander, Senior Constable Clement Vivino, explained that this was a first of its kind for a minister to go to Torokina, as the district previously did not have any high-profile delegation visit. Senior Constable Vivino alluded that police operations there are mostly carried out by sea transport, sometimes under extreme conditions and circumstances. He added that he was delighted that the police minister could visit the district to personally witness policing operations and receive first-hand information from police personnel on the ground. A delighted Senior Constable Clement Vivino told Minister Ragu that the population there are sparsely settled, with families living far off from each other. Torokina district borders Nagovis and Ratokas and Evo towards central Bougainville. When addressing police officers there, Minister Ragu said he needed to physically visit all 3 constituencies and districts in the region to see firsthand police establishments and operations before any planning can be done. Minister Ragu also confirmed that upon similar visits to other constituencies, similar issues of concerns like rundown police station buildings, staff accommodation, police manpower, logistics and communication issues have been brought to his attention. Minister Ragu said the task for now is to secure funding to address these rising issues of concerns in Bougainville. Minister Ragu has already visited Arawa, Kieta, Panguna, Buin, Siwai and Bana areas. Lindy Suharupa, National EMTV News.
The Office of Censorship has launched its Corporate Strategic Plan 2022 to 2026 today at the Gateway Hotel in Port Moresby. Officially launching the plan was the Minister for Community Development, Youth and Religion, Jason Peter, with the backing of Chief Censor Jim Abani, the Department Secretary Jerry Ubase, and senior management and staff. The event preparations are set as the Tufi dancers give a warm welcome on the arrival of the Minister for Community Development, Youth and Religion, Jason Peter, the Department Secretary, Jerry Ubase, and the Chief Censor, Jim Abani. Today was the milestone achievement by this office as they are finally launching their second corporate plan, which took about 4 years to compile.
Censorship corporate plan is not isolated, but aligned with the broader national government development strategies. Chief
Censor Jim Abani said the plan sets out policies to achieve key areas in the next 4 years.
So this year, these are new things that we intend to do is capacity building, ensuring that we have our information management system has to be upgraded into aligning with the changes of the technology that we have, and also partnership of strengthening the partnership with other stakeholders.
He also said some of the key areas in the previous plan were not fully achieved. They hope to make an improvement with this one.
Information is very powerful in currency and commodity of our day and age. We are living in a time when humans have developed advanced and complex systems within our environment in terms of technology, system and technology to access, store, generate information in pictures, videos, written, sounds, and other forms.
Minister responsible Jason Peter emphasized on the importance of information as a powerful tool. Proper dissemination and regulation is done by the Office of the Censorship.
The Office of Censorship plays an important role in protecting our values, our minds, and overall national security of our country by ensuring that information available for public consumption is safe and is clean. Any form of information promoting hate, untrue, propaganda, and deliberately engineered for misinformation and disinformation.
Minister Peter also stressed on national security.
Establishing a strategic partnership is a key pillar for all of us. I believe your presence in witnessing this significant event is a milestone for Censorship Office, as most of these functions are dependent on the work of your organizations.
Giving his congratulatory statement was the Department Secretary, Jerry Ubase. Ubase said the department is keen in providing the overall leadership in ensuring the Office of Censorship functions well. Concerns were raised today by the PNG Council of Churches over sprouting evidence of violence happening in almost everywhere around the country via various media platforms. Chairman of PNG Council of Churches, Cardinal Sir John Ribat, highlighted that this issue calls for all citizens and all organizations to stand united and address this issue of violence happening around the country. Cardinal Ribat made this statement today in Port Moresby.
Cardinal Sir John Ribat reiterated that violence has been happening every day around the country, but the government and various responsible organizations are silent on addressing this issue, which is a great concern.
At the level of kind of coming out and doing something about it, this is where we are concerned. Because now as churches we are coming together now to be able to kind of address this, take this step to be able to be united, moving forward, to be able to say what we see and call on our people to be able to, and also the government, to be able to be united, addressing this together.
Cardinal Ribat added that this situation is a crisis in itself. He highlighted that the 16 Days of Activism event calls for all citizens to not only end GBV but also to end all forms of violence and advocate for peace and unity.
It was never kind of a big thing. When something comes up, we are always acting there already. We try to address it. But today, it's gone really wide throughout the nation. And this is not concerned only for one party, to one organization to deal with it, but it's really the government, the churches, all organizations throughout the nation. And I think other organizations also are kind of seeing this. And I see this comes out to, I would say, mismanagement of the nation. Because where are we in the midst of all this? I think we should hear what is our nation saying about this and what direction is taking it to be able to address this, and of course with us together.
General Secretary Reverend Roger Joseph highlighted that the 16 Days of Activism coincides with the church calendar.
It's a time when we are celebrating the coming of the birth of Jesus Christ, but at the same time, during this period, there was this announcement made by the angel on peace and good tidings to the world. And that has become our basic focus. We are trying to lead the nation of Papua New Guinea into peace and goodwill.
He said it is a joint effort by the government and churches to ensure peace is maintained at all costs.
We want to see everybody, every organization standing together to advocate on peace and prosperity. And as we come towards Christmas, this is the right time for it.
President of PNG Christian Women, Emma Ilau Sibea, encouraged all Christians to join the church on the 27th of this month to advocate on ending violence.
Therefore, I encourage all our Christian women, Seven Mainline churches, and our other base Christian women in our country, in the communities, in the villages, please participate on the 27th Sunday worshippers, and also to our Christian sisters, also the Saturday worshippers, please participate in those churches where the question now stands, why break the silence? And we need to break that silence together.
The 16 Days Activism will commence on the 25th of November and will end on the 10th of December, where people around the world stand united to raise awareness on gender-based violence, challenge discriminatory attitudes, and call for improved laws and services to end violence against women for good. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
The National Capital District Provincial Health Authority has announced its challenges, developments and progress since the adaptation of the Provincial Health Authority reform system in 2019. The Chief Executive Officer for NCD, Dr. Stephen Yenny, made the announcement at a media conference today at City Boutique Hotel in Port Moresby.
Present at the media conference were the NCD PHA CEO, Directors Consultant for Legal Governance, and the Chairman. They call this media conference in the interest of transparency to inform the public residents of the capital city about the activities of NCD Provincial Health Authority. The CEO, Dr. Yenny, said NCD PHA was the last of the 22 provinces to adopt the PHA health reform system. The PHA reform is a new government of PNG policy to address the fragmentation health services delivery challenges between public hospitals and provincial governments. Public hospitals were originally under the national government, while provincial health services were under provincial governments. He said there were many challenges encountered during the two systems of government in terms of health service delivery.
That includes the hospital being disconnected from the provincial system. There were no clear linkage between the public hospitals and the provincial health office. The health staff in the district do not report to the provincial health advisor. Public hospitals were working in isolation from the provincial government and the provincial health office. Problems with financing, poor planning, and insufficient recurrent budget from the provincial government. So as a result of all this fragmentation, the country was facing poor health indicators due to deteriorating in the health service.
Dr. Yani confirmed that NCD PHA was born right in the heart of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the public health team has successfully worked tirelessly with their key partners and stakeholders in controlling COVID-19 in NCD. He said they have also developed key partnership arrangement with NGO and key development partners.
On the financial arrangement, we have, the PHA financial systems, the administrative arrangements, budgeting process, and other pertinent details. We've also met with the HSIP Secretariat regarding the establishment and use of the HSIP Trust account that will also help to fund all the public health programs in NCD.
The NCD PHA chairman, David Tuo, thanked the board, saying despite many challenges, the board has collectively been able to achieve numerous important milestones that have contributed to the development agenda of the NCD PHA.
My final comments in terms of those that will occupy board positions from December the 11th onwards is you have the blessings of the current board, you have our sincere wishes for a successful tenure, and you also have our strong recommendation to fully support Dr. Yenny and his fine team here at the NCD PHA. Thank you.
Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
The new district in Western Province, Delta Fly, needs basic government services. This will help locals to have easy access to services at the district level.
For over 37 years, people in Western Province have been struggling to access basic government services like health and education. Locals residing along Fly River Delta system are urging their elected members to work in a transparent manner to deliver these much-needed services in their district. Newly elected member for Delta Fly, Agena Gamai, says concerns of his people are noted and he will work closely with provincial leaders to deliver.
And our people, they travel to Daru for banking and withdrawing and depositing. It has been a very struggling times that we have experienced that.
As a new leader, the local MP needs financial support from both the Fly River provincial government and the national government to serve his people. He says his term in the office will prioritize education to increase human resource capacity in the district.
Dropping out of grade 8s, grade 10s and grade 12s, and those who want to continue to tertiary institutions. We need to invest money into agriculture projects because after all, when we harvest, then the money will come out.
The member added that 3 million kina has been budgeted for small and medium enterprises or SME programs to help support his people to be involved in business activities for self-sustainability.
The member has assured his people that lack of basic government services within the district will be addressed once all funding is made available this year. Jim John, National EMTV News.
And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the Kina closed unchanged at $0.2840 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, the Kina was buying $0.2765 US, $0.4062 Australian dollars, $0.2600 euro, 38.11 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed lower, copra closed lower, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading lower, and copper closed lower. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to National EMTV News. Once certain conditions are fulfilled, Barrick intends to apply for a new special mining lease under the recently incorporated New Porgera Limited in the coming weeks. That has been Barrick Chief Executive Mark Bistro's clarification in PNG Quarterly Operational Review last month.
In Porgera, the local landowners are urged to set aside differences and stand united. Local MP Maso Karipe now has the task of restoring peace and getting the tribes and clans together in order to have the environment conducive for the mine to restart. The MP called on all clan leaders to stand united with him to represent their interests in the expected new deal instead of fighting and affecting their own family.
Now we make some more people. Very good. We plan very good. We plan now we plan mining. 20 years mine. Government problem by mine 20 years. So we go number 10 or 20 more years by extent. So human service or opinion. Go you mean by go to school. All maskism sabe. Then you lapun nende. Grand opinion go you all in school. Now what money na kaya stop na stop ground.
Meanwhile, according to the local community, they want the mine to operate soon. Youth representative Ken Party from Porgera said closure of the mine also contributed to law and order issues, especially theft and looting of public assets.
Concentrate law, all youths of him. Now, 30 years mine lab stop him, all leaders blomibla, all in the bin, plain him, beyond blomibla. All leaders only been planning beyond global youths. So time mine shut down them. Same time law and order problem start all youths involved in jail law and order problem.
The call is for Porgera Development Authority and leaders keeping custody of landowners' benefits to invest in sustainable development programs once the mine reopens. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
The Embassy of the United States of America in Port Moresby lowered the flag on the embassy's old building for the last time and raised the flag on the state-of-the-art, environmentally friendly new embassy in Harbour City. As of today, the embassy has moved and all operations will be conducted at the new site. The flag-raising ceremony included remarks by Charged Affairs Joe Zedrosny and a ribbon-cutting ceremony for embassy staff.
At the event, Sergei Defer Zedrosny highlighted that this $250 million structure is not just a building, but a symbol of the United States' enduring commitment to supporting democracy, prosperity and security in Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands and Vanuatu, and stressed on to strengthen Indo-Pacific region ties.
You, the Americans and the Papua New Guineans, working together to achieve our goals of the United States of America in Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, and Solomon Islands. It is all of you who make the Embassy of the United States of America. and I'm deeply grateful to each and every one of you. Welcome to our new home, everyone. Thank you.
The embassy's Marine Security Guard Detachment, a new addition to the embassy family, raised the flag during the ceremony this morning. The new embassy will be protected by the U.S. Marine Security Guards, a prestigious assignment in the Marine Corps through which Marines are handpicked to be detailed from the Department of Defense to the Department of State. The new embassy incorporates a combination of energy and water-saving features that ensure the embassy is respectful of the region's resource while providing a secure and sustainable space for the U.S. mission to PNG, Solomon Islands, and Vanuatu. The embassy will hold a dedication ceremony later this month, hosted by a senior U.S. government official and representatives of the government of PNG, civil society, and the private sector. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sport. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. And the PNG Professional Boxing Gym, or PNG PBG, is now open after 3 years of closure due to COVID-19. To kickstart this year, PNG PBG conducted its first sparring session yesterday at the Airport Express Hotel, which was witnessed by PNG Professional Boxing President Mr. Elvin Wafewa and boxing enthusiasts.
Boxing enthusiasts and boxers can now enjoy professional boxing bouts here in the nation's capital now that it has resumed competition as of yesterday afternoon at the Airport Express Hotel. PNG Professional Boxing Gym President Mr. Elvin Wafewa spoke on the significance of reviving the competition. He also explained why there weren't any competitions for the last 3 years.
PNG Professional Boxing is back again, and it will run full next year and ongoing on, and we focus on to have some new fighters, not the old fighters. We need to find some good young fighters and put them out to the market.
Mr. Wafewa further elaborated that professional boxing is a separate body that focuses on identifying potential professional boxers, offering professional boxing opportunities for registered clubs.
Make some money. It's a business of its own. Professional boxing is a business. It's not like amateur boxing. You went to fight for gold and silver or representing Pacific Games or our country. But professional boxing, it's a money-making entity. And it's for the benefit of these upcoming new fighters, or whether you're off from the amateur level and you can't continue from the amateur, you step in the pro to make your life continue and make your living in there.
Currently, the sparring session that is taking place at Erimas Airport Express Hotel will run for 3 weeks in preparation for the international boxing bout scheduled for the 4th of December 2022, where PNG will take on Australia. Lisa Puni, Trukai Sports.
The PNG Palais and the PNG Pukpuks, who will be participating in the 2022 Oceania Rugby Sevens Challenge, have departed the country today. An official farewell ceremony for both national teams was held last night at the Sir Hubert Murray Executive Lounge and was witnessed by PNG RFU board members and city provincial government representatives and the media.
The event saw invited guests in the conference panel sharing words of encouragement to both the men's and the women's teams.
So I think this is something that he's also looking forward to.
Representing PNG Rugby Football Union to wish both the Palais and the Pukpuks in their championships was PNG RFU chairman Mr. Paul Siwi.
These are small countries who play rugby. We are a big country. Go and show them that we are a big country and play your best. There are some things that I don't want to say. I might,
The PNG Palais and the PNG Pukpuks have been undergoing intensive training in preparation for the 2022 Oceania Sevens Championships. Pukpuks have in the squad a number of newcomers who have joined to partake in the tournament. This was highlighted by Pukpuk Sevens men's captain Mulai Patala.
In the team too, Richard Mautu and Emmanuel Alfred now are in the team. For the 7 weeks, training was not really good. Some boys are.
Palais team leader Barbara Sigere, on the other hand, emphasized that her side has not taken on any newbies to join them.
It's just some of the girls that have came back from Chile, as well as girls who have participated in this Oceania Sevens before. So it'll be good to see how there's a new bunch of girls, plus the girls that have played before, to see the new combination and how well we can put up a game for Oceania Sevens. So yes, there's no new faces. Everyone has represented before. So yeah, that'll be good.
Despite having been faced with challenges during their 7 weeks training sessions, both teams look forward to greater results in the tournament.
So that it can, from the sevens...
Meanwhile, the tournament will see 14 participating Oceanian nations vying for a place in the 2023 World Cup Sevens Challenge Series. The championships will be staged at the Hugh Courtney Oval in North Brisbane, Australia. Lisa Puni, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break with more sports stories. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Novak Djokovic expressed his relief at being granted a visa to play at the Australian Open after being told that he was banned from the country.
That he finally knows the decision made, of course, by the federal government to overthrow that 3-year ban that was issued because he was deported. Of course, right now, there is no obligation on him to be vaccinated to get in the country. It was just about getting that 3-year ban overturned. He's confirmed that that has happened, and he's delighted to be travelling here because now he knows what he'll be able to do in his off-season. He can start preparing with his team for a tilt at his 10th Australian Open title. We know how much he loves playing here in Australia. If he wins that one, it would be his 22nd Grand Slam title. He would equal Rafael Nadal. Here's what he had to say in Turin last night.
I was very happy to receive the news yesterday. It was a relief, obviously, knowing what I and the people closest to me in my life have been through this year, with what happened in Australia and post-Australia, obviously. I could not receive better news for sure, during this tournament as well. Did it affect my game today? I would like to believe it did, why not? I don't think it did affect me too much because, I'm familiar with what I need to do in order to prepare myself for every match. But of course, knowing that I have clarity now, what I do in the off-season and starting the season in Australia, also, of course, did release some of the pressure.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report for the next 24 hours is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. True Kai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
And now looking at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with brief showers, and Popondetta, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Thursday, the 17th of November, 2022. From the entire news team, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.